SafeSite System 2000 guardrail is designed specifically to provide permanent edge protection where regular access for maintenance and inspections is required. The cantilever design provides protection without the need to mechanically fix the guardrail system through the roofing membrane or building structure. When you order from us, we try to make installation as easy as possible for you. All legs are delivered pre-assembled to save installation time. BBA wind speed calculations and site-specific drawings are provided to ensure correct installation. As with all roof safety equipment, before setting out the System 2000 guardrail, it is important that a risk assessment is carried out and a method statement produced by a competent person, and that these are followed by all operatives accessing and working on the roof. Appropriate fall protection, such as a mobile man anchor, must be used when assembling the guardrail. Lay out the components a minimum of 2 meters away from the roof edge. Starting at the corner, stand a budget leg and weighted leg a maximum of 2 meters apart, making sure the crossover clamps are facing you, and then slide the main rail tube into the bottom crossover clamp of each leg. Now slide a cantilever tube into the weighted leg and tighten the grub screw. Position the tube so there is 60 mm protruding from the crossover clamp. Slide the second 2.9 meter rail tube into the crossover clamps, again with 60 mm protruding either side. Slide a 90-degree elbow onto the protruding end of the bottom main rail tube, extending from the budget leg. Stand up next to the budget leg and slide another main rail tube into the bottom crossover clamps, and then tighten the grub screws. Slide a 90-degree elbow onto the protruding end of the top main rail tube, extending from the budget leg. Slide another main rail tube onto the top crossover clamps and tighten the grub screws. Check that the distance between the legs is no more than 2 meters before securing the grub screws. The assembly can now be lifted into position at the roof edge. Slide an online connector onto the end of the cantilever tube and attach the counterweight. Then tighten the grub screws. Secure an online connector clamp to each of the free ends of the main rail tubes. Now check that the assembly is level. Position a weighted leg 2 meters from the previous budget leg and slide a main rail tube through the bottom clamp. Fit this section to the main assembly. Check the distance between the budget leg and weighted leg. This should be no more than 2 meters. Add a cantilever tube to the weighted leg and now position the top rail and tighten the grub screws. Check that the assembly is level before adding an online connector and counterweight to the cantilever tube. Repeat these procedures along the run of the guardrail, remembering to connect the cantilever tubes and counterweights to the weighted legs as you proceed. Once you have completed the main assembly, finish off with your chosen end detail. Here we are finishing with a double weight freestanding end. Slide a cantilever tube into the weighted leg. Now place a T-connector onto the end of the cantilever tube and slide a counterweight onto each side of the T-connector. Now tighten the grub screws. Complete the assembly by fixing the plastic caps into the end of the support legs and counterweights. Neatly finish the end detail by fitting 2 elbows and a length of tube joining the top and bottom main rails. Now check that the guardrail is level and finish off tightening all of the grub screws. finely fit the system plaque with project and product details displayed. For further information relating to System 2000, SafeSite has produced an operations and maintenance manual that is easily downloaded from our website www.safesite.co.uk.